Number 1, Anna decides to save up some money for a big trip when she turns 50. She invests $10 at the start of each month. I'm thinking there will be interest on that, in a money market account with an APR of 5.5% compounded monthly. How much money will be in her vacation fund when she turns 50? Assume Anna will turn 50 in exactly 30 years and her final deposit earns interest for 1 month. Okay, so I tried to underline all the bits of information that I thought I was going to need to come back to. That's a very good strategy for you when you're reading through the problem. So I'm trying to think about everything as I read through it, underline them, and then I'll come back and look at it one more time to try to assign my variables. So she's saving money for a big trip. She invests $10 at the start of each month. So her big P, I think, is $10. The APR is 5.5%, so that's the little r. 5.5%, remember, divide that by 100, so 0.055. And compounded monthly, and so the monthly tells me the N is 12 because it's 12 times a year that monthly happens. How much money will be in her vacation fund when she turns 50? And then it says it'll be in exactly 30 years, so I know my little t is 30, and her final deposit earns interest for 1 month. So that means my L is going to have to be P times the quantity 1 plus little p. That's from our formula. So I think that's all I know, and I need to find still the capital T and the little p. So capital T, remember, is N times T, and N was the number of compoundings, which was 12, and the little t, the number of years, was 30 because she was going to do this for exactly 30 years. And when we multiply those, we get 360. Little p is R over N, and our R was the 0.055, and our N again is 12, and so when we divide those, I'm going to have to do that on the calculator, 0.055 divided by 12, and I get 0.0045833, and it goes on. So 0.00458 repeating. Now I definitely want to store that, so I'll store that one in A. And then I want to write that formula up here. So I have F equals, and I know L is going to be the capital P times 1 plus the little p this time. And then my big parentheses, 1 plus little p again, raised to the capital T, whole thing minus 1, and then that entire part divided by little p. So fill in my values. F equals, my P was $10. Not a lot of money, but for 30 years, that might be quite a bit. 1 plus little p is stored in A, and 1 plus little p stored in A as well, raised to the T minus 1 over what I stored in A. So next line, I have 10 times, I want to do 1 plus that 0.004583, so I can store that in my B. So there I have the added 1, and then I want to just store, move over to B, push enter. Now that one's stored in B, so that's going to be, instead of this part right here, I move that to B, and instead of this part right here, that's in B. So now I have times the B, put a little circle so I know it's my calculator, and then I have the B raised to the capital T minus 1 over the A. Okay, now I can rock and roll, and I'm just going to show you all the calculations without writing out all the numbers. So if you need to see all the numbers, just pause the video and write them down for yourself. Okay, so I'm starting inside my parentheses. I'll try to point out what I'm doing as I go. I want to take care of this B to the capital T, and I forgot to write in the value for that. Let's do that real quick. That was the capital T was the 360. So we can put that in. There we go. Okay, so I have B sitting on my calculator. I can raise it to the, use your to the button, 360, push enter, and I get, now I have this piece right here, this B to the 360, this piece right here, so I can subtract 1 from it next. So minus 1 equals, and now I have this whole numerator, and it's a 4.187 and it goes on. So that's my numerator, and then I need to divide by A. So we'll say divide by, and then I have to recall, so second store, and it's in the A that I want to divide by. So enter, and then enter one more time. Now I have calculated this whole part in the big parentheses. Next thing I need to do is just multiply by the B. So I'll say times, and I have to do a recall again, slide over to B, enter to get it into the calculation, one more enter to do the calculation, and then the last thing, so now I've done all of this, the last thing I need to do is multiply by 10. So times 10 equals, and there's my final value. So my F equals $, 9177.99, and it looks like the next digit's a 2, so I can leave it as a 9 for that final digit. So Anna will have $9177.99 for her 50th birthday trip.